Welcome to another episode of Collection Archives, where we dive to different items in my collection. Today, we're looking into the BANDAI Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 20th Anniversary Legacy Megazord. This figure is based on Haim Savan's 1993 Mighty Morphin Power Rangers that I used to watch back in the day when I was a child, and I used to watch it with great enthusiasm and joy. It was probably the first time I saw anything like it. Teenagers with attitude, summoning beast companions, in this case dinosaur-based like gigantic robots, and with the release of Jurassic Park's first movie, the dino business was a boom, and certainly I was all in for it. But of course, we cannot talk about the Megazord without its components. I'm talking about all the 5 Ranger DinoZords that combine to build up the Megazord itself. First of all, the Tyrannosaurus DinoZord that was piloted by none other than the leader of the Power Rangers, the Red Ranger Jason Lee Scott himself. This sword comes out of an underground cave and forms the head and torso of the Megazord. His abilities include fighting with his mighty tail and crushing jaws. It can fire energy blasts and create seismic blasts as well. What stands out about the Tyrannosaur is the fact that he is the tallest and most massive sword out of the 5 swords. This is my favorite sword because I have always been a fan of the Tyrannosaurs. I think it's a cool prehistoric animal. Next we have the Mastodon DinoZord, piloted by Zack Taylor, the Black Ranger. This powerful sword formed the arms and back of the Megazord. Its abilities were to blow blasts of cold air to freeze enemies. The Mastodon DinoZord does resemble the ancestor of the elephants. I very much like the black and grey plastic colors on this figure, but what stands out is the awesome tusks which are located on the head and which serve the Megazord as a shield against rivals. Moving on to the saber-toothed tiger DinoZord, piloted by Triniquan, the Yellow Ranger. This sword parked on a tropical jungle and formed the right leg of the Megazord. The saber-toothed tiger could shoot a big laser from its tail cannon and would attack enemies using its sharp teeth. What stands out about this sword is the bright yellow color that this figure has, which makes it look cooler around the other swords. Next, we have the Triceratops DinoZord, piloted by Billy Cranston, the Blue Ranger. This sword resided on the Saharan desert, and it formed the left leg of the Megazord, and it was able to fire laser shots from its tail and shoot chains from its horns to trap enemies. And of course, last but not least, the Pterodactyl DinoZord, who is piloted by the beautiful Kimberly Hart, the Pink Ranger, and parks in an active volcano, and then forms the chest armor of the Megazord. The Pterodactyl DinoZord has the ability to shoot lightning-like lasers from its wings. However, I never understood why these swords never parked near Angel Grove, since Rita Repulsa always attacked that city. It would have been much more practical to have them near Angel Grove than to wait for them to arrive from around the world. Now let's talk about the 2 modes that you can combine the swords. First, the Megazord Tank mode. This is the first stage of the Megazord. At this stage, all swords connect through the Tyrannosaurus and would travel on top of the Triceratops and the saber-toothed tiger swords. Once combined, they would forcefully make way by barraging enemies with energy beams that shot out from the eyes of all the dinosaurs. If that wasn't enough, the tank mode also had a pair of massive cannons to make the message very clear to the monsters. These figures, the swords, look great combined to form the tank mode. As you can see, you can still appreciate the details of the swords, despite being assembled all together. Unlike the Megazord, where a completely new machine rises from the formation of the swords. And now, the Megazord Battle Mode, the last stage of the Megazord, the original assembled companion of the Power Rangers, truly was something to look forward in every episode of the series. That decisive moment in battle fell on the Megazord, and most of the time it delivered, as it reduced its range capacities in favor of better close combat abilities. The Megazord still was able to shoot energy lasers from its eyes and also from its back cannons, however. It also had cranial laser, where the Megazord gathered and focused energy on its head and then unleashed it as a powerful beam that completely destroyed any monster. The battle mode also used the Mastodon's head as a shield and was able to reflect energy back to enemies. I remember that the first time the Rangers used the Mastodon shield was against the Green Ranger when Tommy was evil. And finally, this mode was able to summon the Power Sword, the ultimate finisher weapon. The Power Sword would fall from the sky and provide the Megazord with a boost of energy that it would later use to produce a powerful energy slash. That was the last thing that most monsters would see in this show. What I'm trying to convey in my display is the Megazord behind the Power Rangers, ready for battle. Having the Megazord in full battle mode completes the Power Rangers nostalgia circle, as you cannot separate the Megazord from the Rangers in your memories. However, this is not the first Megazord that I've had. I used to have a Megazord that worked with a remote control, so it moved and had lights, but the swords couldn't separate from it. So I prefer this version much more. The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers left a print on my childhood. I was even a member of the Power Rangers fan club. I never missed any episode from the first season, even though in my country it was released later than in the US. Well guys, let's wrap up this archives entry. Thank you for watching, and until the next time, do not forget to like and subscribe. And once a Ranger, always a Ranger.